Alice, it's really interesting with the share market taking such a massive hit over the last few weeks that property prices are still staying strong. So are some owners making more from the increase in their property than what their household income is?
That's basically exactly it. Good old-fashioned bricks and mortar are kind of quite hot at the moment. When you look at, we've got 83 suburbs around the country which are actually earning more than what the people are earning in their take-home wage each week. So your house is actually working harder than you are, effectively.
It's fascinating. So 83 suburbs around the country. What about New South Wales, if we can start there? What are the best suburbs for property income?
So this is no surprise, it's in the very affluent areas. So Lynfield in New South Wales, the upper North Shore of Sydney, came second with a gap of 198,000. So you can see we've seen 12.5% price growth in that area. And what that means is that the house is working harder than what the average person is actually earning who lives there.
I think the owner would beg to differ that, but I think they'd be very happy with those numbers. Camaray there, which is sort of a lower North Shore suburb as well, and your North Bondi. So they're all doing 132,000. Your house is making you 132 grand a year.
It definitely is. But this is happening in the affluent areas. There's no surprise. So to get into these areas, you're going to have a lot of equity to be able to get in there, is one thing to really bear in mind.
OK, well, have we got some Victorian suburbs there to compare?
So in Victoria, it's in the eastern suburbs, which is in Canterbury, is the top spot. And here we've seen growth of 17.3%. You know, so homes here are making a bit over 300,000 more than their owners. And second of all, we've got St Kilda East and then Caulfield North in Victoria. And again, Melbourne and Sydney are really dominating here because these are our most unaffordable sort of house prices around the country.
Huge capital increases there for people who are selling. What about in Queensland? What are the suburbs there?
Queensland's interesting because we see such sort of popular migration to Queensland. But you can see Paradise Point, followed by Fig Tree Pocket and then Port Douglas. And it's interesting, you know, how much... You know, Paradise Point is 179,000, so it's not that far off what the prices we were seeing in Sydney is happening. So, and Queensland's particularly appealing to retirees who want to move there. So when you look at this, people might not be earning that much in those cities because basically a lot of them are mortgage free. But I think this is particularly profound, these numbers at the moment. We've seen high price growth in certain properties, but also very sluggish wage growth. So at the moment, what we're seeing here is that wage growth, which I'm sure a lot of Australians are feeling, is really impacting how much they're taking home each week compared to how their house is growing.
It is fascinating. I mean, for Port Douglas there, as if it wasn't a good enough place to come. I mean, it wasn't going the big hard sell, but there you go, $134,000.
How many more reasons do you need? But I think, you know, rising house prices are fantastic news for some, and there are certainly some winners in this, what we're seeing in the data here. But for those getting onto the property ladder or first home buyers or wanting to upscale in different areas, it's going to be a very challenging situation for them.
Might give you a different motivation, though, to get into the market. You know, it was always about, well, I just have to get my foot in. But if you think your house is actually going to be working harder than you are, then, you know.
That's right, and I think during times of volatility at the moment, you know, things like the share market we're seeing at the moment, particularly this week and last week, it's really being hammered, superannuation also, whereas property can be a great investment choice and offer more stability in the long term.